And then another lecture of C programming. Till the last lecture, we have covered the very basic part of the C programming. That is, data types we have completed, and we have also seen how to work with the input and output as well. So we completed the input part with the scanf, and output we completed with the printf. Along with this two basic building block, there are another building blocks are there, programming building blocks that we need to understand in detail before we move further to the complex logic building task, right? So in C programming supports different types of operators. Operators are the very key, because once we take the values from the user as an input, or suppose we have initialized them, we need to process those values. To process those values, we need operators or some complex statements like conditional statement and relational statements like, okay. So C programming supports a rich collection of operators, and believe me, if you learn the working process of operators in C programming, in your near future, if you want to move to other programming language, you can easily adopt, because mechanism are almost same. Okay, so let us just focus now arithmetic operators in C programming. There are two types of arithmetic operators. Okay, so let us first focus on the types. There are two types basically. So first one is unary, that we called, and the second one is binary. And in this lecture, we only going to cover about the very basic part of the operators and their types under arithmetic operator. We are not going to see relational operator in this lecture. This separate topic. We'll also have bitwise operator, and the shorthand assignment version also we have, and typecasting we'll have. So we'll see them later. But in this lecture, we're going to see about the types, and second thing we're going to see their working process. Okay, and because in arithmetic operator and also in other operators, we have two other concepts. We called it operator precedence and associativity. Okay, but I'll not going to include this topic in this, not include in this lecture, right? So let us first focus on the basic working process of these two. What are the unary operators under arithmetic, and what are the binary operators under arithmetic, right? Then in the next lecture, after finish of this topic, we'll see the precedence and associativity related to them, and we'll discuss in detail, right? Unary operator means what? Unary operator means operators those required only one operand. Okay, required only one operand, act over only one operand, and binary operators are work with the two operands mainly, right? So let us list them. Under unary, we have that addition, plus, then unary minus. Okay, this is not addition that normally we write now, a plus b. This is not that one. Okay, it's an unary addition. And then we have two variant. One is prefix, then another is postfix. Under prefix, we have two variant. One is increment as well as decrement. Similarly, in postfix also we'll have increment, and here we'll have decrement as well. Okay, so these symbols are look like same. If we say prefix increment, it represented with 2 plus symbol. Similarly, postfix increment also represented with 2 plus symbol without any space, and in decrement represented by 2 minus sign in prefix as well as in the postfix category. We'll see when such operator will be considered as a prefix and such operator will be considered as a postfix, right? So let us first complete our unary operators. okay, how they works, and we're going to see when it is called prefix and what is called postfix, right, and their working process. And thereafter we're going to cover about the binary arithmetic operator. Those require two operands. Okay, so let's go back to the online GDB compiler and see working process. Okay, so let's declare some values. Okay, so here I have one variable I have declared as 10. Now let us first cover the very first one, that this one, when we can use this and how it is works. See, it is nothing but it is just a representation. It's a representation. Look at this statement where I written a equal to 10. What it means? If I did not preceded that value by minus, it means it is a positive 10. So you can also write positive 10 in this way. So let me show you the output of this. You can use the format specifier as per the data type. So now throughout the program, throughout the demonstration, I'll use %d. Now see, there is the value 10, there is no change. If you want to print the plus symbol, you can add a flag over there. We have discussed in the last class, four part of the printf along with the format specifier, flags with precision and length. So if you want to print the plus symbol along with the value, this is the process you can do. But adding a plus symbol before the value while assigning it to a variable, it doesn't add any extra meaning to the coding. Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next one. We have Unary Minus. So what is actually Unary Minus? Let me show you here. So now see, I am going to update the integer c by minus b. So this is called actually Unary Minus. Okay, this is called actually what? Unary Minus. When we write integer c equal to minus b, okay, it doesn't mean that b become minus 3. No. So this expression is doing nothing. It is assigning a value to c by multiplying the value of b by minus 1. So it means what? It means after this line, the value of b remain unchanged. It remains as 3, but the value of c will become minus 3. Okay, so let us just print this, and so that we will get the confirmation. Printf. So if I just use the \n and now %d, so we are printing b and here we are printing c. Okay, so let's pass the argument and run it. Now see, the value of b remain unchanged, it is 3, but the value of c is become minus 3, because look at when I have applied the Unary Minus. That is important. I have applied the Unary Minus when I assign b to c. So same thing can be possible if I write here integer b equal to minus 3. So it is also represents what? Unary Minus. Okay, so here 3 will be converted to negative and it will be assigned to b. That means before assigning a value to the left hand side identifier, the expression that we have written in the right hand side of the assignment operator will be evaluated first. Okay, so these are the two very basic operations that we have discussed with the Unary Plus and Unary Minus. Now let us focus on the prefix. So our main part of the discussion will be this prefix and postfix. There are many things we need to understand: their working process, their order of execution. Okay, many things. So now let's go back to the main part and discuss about this prefix and postfix. Okay, now look at here. If we are updating the another variable, I have taken integer d, and if I just write this one Okay, and if I take another variable and if I write this, now you might thought that previously you have mentioned something here. One is increment represented by 2 plus, and increment has two type. One is the prefix, another is the postfix. Okay, so now look at here. Now you can understand the prefix and postfix. Look at the increment operator applied here before the operand. So what we have written? We have written plus plus a. So what is a here? A is the operand. And what is this plus plus? So plus plus represents increment operator. So increment means which increment? There are two versions, pre and post. So now look at the position where this increment operator appears. Here increment operator appears before the operand. Before the operand. So this is called pre-increment, and here increment operator appears after the operand. After the operand. So this one will be known as post increment. Okay, now I hope this one is clear. Again I am writing. So let us take this example, integer d equal to that I have written plus plus a. Here this is increment, there is no doubt. This is also increment, no doubt. But increment has two versions, one is pre and post. So when we called pre, when we called post, pre, when this plus plus operator appears before the operand, and when this plus plus operator appears after the operand. So before the operand it will be pre, and after the operand it will be post. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So let us just write one example. So here prefix increment we can write plus plus a, and here postfix increment we can write a plus plus. So what is the meaning of this plus plus? What will happen? Here we have seen that when we assign c equal to minus b, b is not updated, only c values is updated, become negative. And the addition of plus, there is no extra meaning is added in mathematical point of view, only that symbol is representing it is a positive integer. But what about these two? Here, remember, whenever we use any version of the increment, for an example, I am using here pre-increment. What will happen? The value of the operand will be updated by 1, will be increment by 1, will be increment by 1. It means after this particular line, the value of a, where it is 10, it will become 11. Similarly, here also in line number 12, what will happen? Here also what I have applied again increment, right? So both the increment, either pre or post, what is happened with the operand, it again will increment by 1. So here again a will increment by 1. So a will become 12. So any version you use, a plus plus or plus plus a, in both case a will be updated by 1. So that's why it is called increment operator. So you can think about this expression when I write a plus plus, it is similar to the expression if I write a equal to a plus 1. Similarly, when I write a plus plus, it is also similar to the expression a equal to a plus 1. In either case, the value of the operand will be incremented by 1. Here, I am doing two things. I am not only incrementing the value of the operand, I am also assigning something to the left hand side of the assignment operator. So what is going to happen here? Okay, so before I explain these two lines, line number 10 and line number 12, let me just write only increment operator so that you can understand the process. So here I'm just write plus plus a, and after this I'm going to print a equal to percentage d and a and here again I am doing a plus plus, and again I am doing here printf percentage %d comma again a. Okay, now let us see how it is works, and let us just put previous printf statements in comment. Okay, we'll use them later. Let us just focus here right now. Okay, run this. Now see, here the value of a is 10. Okay, but when I perform plus plus a, so it update the value of a by 1, so I get 11. And again when I do a plus plus, it again update the value of a by 1, 12. So that means any version you use, either pre or post increment, it will always increment the value of the operand by 1. So it is also true in case of decrement operator. So instead of increment, that will decrement the value of the operand. So again, let me just copy this 4 line and change the value. Okay, so now here instead of plus plus, let us do minus minus a, and here also do minus minus. So this is decrement operator. So what decrement operator will do? It will decrement the value of a by 1. Okay, so let us just compile and see. Now see that we have started a equal to 10. Okay, a equal to 10. First increment operator it becomes 11. Second increment operator it becomes 12. But first time when I decremented line number 18, it reduces the value by 1, decrements the value by 1 of the operand. So it's become 11 from 12. And again when I decrement, this time I am using post decrement, so it is again going to decrement the value by 1. So nature is same when remember the nature. Okay, which nature we are talking about? Okay, nature of these two variations, these two increment, post increment and pre increment, they are same. Okay, there is no change in the behavior of the operand when we use them individually in an expression. Means even though if I write a plus plus a, or if I write a plus plus, there is no change in the outcome, because these two operator appears alone in an expression. But what if I write, suppose integer c equal to a plus plus, and if I write again integer d equal to plus plus a, what will happen? Will their behavior remain same? Remember, this version we called it post, means after, and this version we called pre, means before. Okay, so what will happen here? Let us discuss what will happen. Now there are two operands actually. You can see c is one operand and a is one operand. But look at carefully, where is c? C is on the left hand side of the assignment operator, and a is the right hand side of the assignment operator. Okay, so let me write it here. C equal to a plus plus. So what will happen here? This particular expression will be resolved first, will be evaluated first, and whatever the value is there, that value of a will be assigned to c. Okay, assigned to c. But how it will work? Remember what I told was, which version this one? This one is post. So post means what? Post means assign, or not assign, sorry, replace the operand with current value in the expression, in the expression Means what? Means we are saying that it will be like this. If a equal to 10, so replace the complete expression by the current value of the operand. So a's current value is 10, so replace it by 10 and update the operand by 1. So current value of a will be assigned to c and then a will update by 1, so a will become 11. But in case of pre, it is totally reverse. Now suppose that if I just write c equal to plus plus a, what will happen here? So this is which variant? This is pre. Pre means before. So what will happen now? It will says that update the operand value by 1. Update the operand value by 1 and replace the operand in the given expression with new value. So if suppose I am started with the value a equal to 10, what will happen? It says that update the operand value by 1. So if I update the operand value by 1, so a will become 11 and replace the operand in the given expression with the new value. So this particular expression will modify and replace by its current value. Current value will be 11. So see, in case of post increment, C will get the old value of the A, and in case of pre increment, C will get the new value of A. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Little bit complicated, right? So let us just show you in the compiler what is happening. Let me just delete everything and write the fresh one. Okay, we need the header file for input output, right? And quickly just I'm going to write it. Now slowly I am going to increase the speed of my lecture once we understand the basic building block, so we can little bit increase the speed of the lectures, right? So please try to understand it properly. So I'm using the a as 10, and here what I have done, I am taking b equal to a plus plus. So let's print both the values and let us understand. Okay, so programming is a mechanism how we can learn that just write the code and see the output and match with the theory. Okay, else it is very difficult. You cannot just read and understand. You have to compile the code. Okay, so now see here, and if I execute this code, what is happened here? A become 11, but B doesn't get the 11. B get the old value before updation of A. Why? Because I have used here post increment. Post means after. Okay, simple way to remember, after. First, assign the current value of the operand with the left hand side variable and then update the operand value. So 10 become 11. So now let's do the stuffs here again. Now suppose if I take integer c equal to and I write plus plus a, now what will happen? So let me just copy this line. Okay, and now here instead of b we'll have c. Okay, so now careful, by that time the value of a is 11, right? So now what we are doing pre-increment. So what pre tells us that update the operand value by 1. So if I update the operand value by 1, so here a will become 12, right? And then replace the operand in the given expression with the new value. So that means this expression will be replaced by the compiler and its new value will be placed here, which is 12. So that means here C and A will, both of them will get the same value. See, C and A, both of them get the same value. Clear? Same thing will happen with the decrement, right? So just pause it and rewind and back, try to understand the theory. So I am applying here decrement. Okay, so first I have applied, before executing the code, let us just solve it and so that you can understand. Okay. Yes. So now see here, A is 10, fine. Now here what is happening? B equal to A minus minus. So what will happen here? A current value will be applied. So it will be replaced by its current value, that is 10. So means B equal to 10. But due to this unary expression, A is updated to 9. A become 9 because I have applied decrement operator here. So what this printf going to print? A will print 9 and B will print 10. Okay, let's move further to the line number 10. Okay, here I have taken C equal to minus minus A. So what is the present value of A? Present value of A is 9. So it will further decrement by A by 1. So now this new value will be assigned to C. So it means what? Means remember, after pre-increment or decrement, both the operand will have the same value. Simple. So here it will print 8 and 8. C also 8 and A also 8. Let us just execute and see. Okay. Okay, I hope you understand, right? Fine. So careful. This concept is little bit different as compared to the simple operators. When we write without assignment operator, they behave same behavior, no change, same. Their meaning is also same. Simply update the value of the operand. But when we assign, when we put them in an expression where assignment operator is also there, like B equal to A plus plus, okay, and if we write B equal to A minus minus, so careful, we need to check which variant of the increment or which variant of the decrement that we are using. Based on that, the left hand side operand will get the value. Okay, left hand side operand will get the value. I hope it is okay. You can just practice couple of things here couple of times, because if I now just going to continue with the binary version of the arithmetic operator, you will be a little bit confused. So let's stop here. Okay, just before ending the lecture, I just let me just remind you what I have covered. Okay, else there will be some issue when you mix with the binary operators, you'll get confused. So there are how many operators under unary category? We have unary plus, we have unary minus, then we have pre-increment or post-increment. So this is pre, this is post. Similarly, we have post decrement and pre-decrement as well, right? Now the working of unary plus doesn't add any extra meaning to the expression. It simply just place a positive value before the value. Okay, positive sign before the value. So it, even though if I write here A equal to 10 and this if I write A equal to plus 10, both of this expression meaning is same. Okay, but in case of unary minus, it is totally different. In unary minus, if I write, suppose if I declare A equal to 3 and then if I write B equal to minus A, what will happen here? The value of A is positive, there is no issue, but due to this expression, what will happen here? B is getting the negative 3. Okay, negative 3, but A remain unchanged, A remain as positive 3, because remember value will change only for that operand when we use the assignment operator. Here we did not use assignment operator with A, here we have used assignment operator with B. So always left hand side part of the assignment operator will update, right? So this is unary minus. Now in case of increment, there are two increment, one is the post increment, another is the pre increment. Both the case will update the value of the operand by 1, and in case of the pre or post decrement, in both the case it will update the value of the decrement the value of the operand by 1. But there are small twist when we applied this pre or post increment along with the assignment operator, then their meaning is totally changed. Okay, it will update the operand by 1, there is no change, but what value is going to assign on the left hand side, it is different. Okay, similarly here also when we use the pre or post decrement, it is also behave similar way. It will also behave similar way. Okay, so just look back what I have discussed and use them whenever it is necessary. Remember, both the increment will update the value by 1 and both the decrement will decrement the value of the operand with whom that sign we have applied, that operator we have applied will be decrement by 1. Okay, so I just going to wind up this lecture here. In the next lecture we'll continue with the arithmetic operator, where we're going to discuss the binary version where operator needs two operand. So in the next lecture we're going to see binary addition, not binary number system, do not confuse, binary arithmetic addition, binary subtraction, multiplication, division and remainder. Okay, and we're also going to see the typecasting when we applied this operator between two different types of operand. Okay, so have a nice day. Please do not forget to like and share the video.